I need new music.
This is the JJO Discover New Music Podcast.
Well, buddy, if you got a couple minutes, you want to talk some new music?
Of course.
I love it. Or we can talk politics. You know, that's always fun, too. That always gets everything.
It helps everyone get along.
Exactly. I've never not had a good political discussion with someone.
Exactly.
No, we got something way more fun today on Discover New Music. Joining me from the Black Crowes, the one and only Rich Robison, and A Pound of Feathers is the brand new Black Crowes record, which is exciting to say. It dropped on the 13th. Rich, I got to ask this because this is album 10, which I think is, a milestone in this industry. And you look back at, obviously, the history of the band, you and your brother starting this, and I'm sorry I have to bring this number up, over 4 decades ago that you guys have been doing this. The meteoric rise with Shake Your Moneymaker, the ups and downs of the bands, some controversy, all those things that come with being a band. At 10, how does it feel having that number 10 milestone record there?
It feels, it's like an old, worn, like beat up pickup truck, I guess. But maybe it got a new engine. I don't know. But, there's a lot of dings and, rust or whatever, but it's still functioning. No, I mean, it feels great. It's cool to be, Chris and I have always only made the records that we want to make. And it's never been, obviously we probably shot ourselves in the foot. We probably could have been a much bigger band if we had listened to people and, tried to do the things that people do. But we are in it because we love music and we love the process and we love being in a band playing, and we love being in the studio and making records and writing new songs. And so, it's pretty amazing to sit back and look at 10 records. I mean, I was talking to Chris the other day. I mean, if I had my druthers, I would have made a record a year. We could have easily done it, but the industry back then wouldn't let you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, cause you had, they're like, it'll thwart the sales of this one record. And, everything was kind of wrapped up into sales. And now it seems like you're much more capable or able to, go in and make a record or 2 records a year. Some of the bands in the 70s would make like 2 records a year, which was really cool, Now, and you look back after 36-year career for them and they're like 25 albums released and stuff like that. So it's pretty, I mean, it's all put into perspective, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, having this many years, decades worth of Black Crowes music, and now with number 10 in A Pound of Feathers, I think everyone has appreciated the way you guys have done it, because you've been unflinching, unwavering Black Crowes, which is what's made it, I think, so special for all the fans out there. And here we are with, like I said, number 10 in A Pound of Feathers. You guys brought Jay Joyce back in again. I know this is your second record after Happiness Bastards. I mean, he's a super talented guy. I don't think there's probably a wrong answer for this, but talk about bringing him back and why he was important for the sound you guys are going for with A Pound of Feathers.
Chris has produced a bunch of bands. I've produced a bunch of bands, written songs for other people, produced all my solo records. I mean, Chris has worked with tons of other people, and we both know one thing about ourselves is that we have our strong opinions about how things should be, how things should sound or what a thing should look like. So we both agreed early on that we need someone to come in and, and kind of someone that we trust, that we can just kind of turn over the reins. Like, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is this, and this is that. And then, someone that can take that and look at it from 10,000 feet and be a little, a little bit cooler.
Yeah. Bringing him in and having that look at 10,000 feet, which I think is really interesting, even for guys at your level, and bringing that other, is that something learned over time as far as stepping aside and letting someone else come in? Do you think maybe younger Rich, younger Chris would be like, we don't need this kind of input. We got to figure it out?
I mean, I definitely think that we were that way, you know. I mean, we kind of produce a lot of our records.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, we had Jack Puig as our engineer for 2 records, and then we brought in Kevin Shirley to make By Your Side, and then Lions was kind of, you know, I don't know, that was kind of a thing. The producer wasn't really present. And then we basically produced the last 2 records before the split. So, you know, we kind of went down that road. But yeah, I just think Jay is such a cool dude. He's a talented musician in his own right. He comes from a similar background to us. And speaks our language, and you know, that's what we really like about him. You know?
That makes the process, you know, especially when you have that familiarity in there and finding that cohesive sound from start to finish. Do you find, because I always consider you, and I hope this is okay saying this, you're a guitar player with technicality, and I think how you approach your writing, the creative side of things. Do you find, are you more critical on the guitar parts? Are you more critical on bass? What are you more picking apart? Or do you guys have kind of responsibilities once you're ready to break it down, whether it's with Jay or Chris or just by yourself?
I mean, the most important thing to me is the composition. It's the song, and it's like how the song's gonna flow and how it feels. You know, all the other things you can add. Like if a song exists in an acoustic form with just the simplest, it's acoustic and a voice, then and it's good or great, then that song's great. Yeah. And anything you add on to it should accent it and add in a positive way. I mean, some people can bog things down, but I think we're both pretty good about not bogging things down. And so that is the first and kind of what takes the most sort of critical view. Everything else is just feeling, you know. I'll play the bass part and just be like, oh, wow, this is cool. This is a little bit much. I got to change that, pull it back here, add a little there. The other guitar parts, I look at it more of like a, you know, mosaic, like almost like let's add, you know, the acoustic will give it a little bit of this, and then some electric over here will give it that. But the I think the critical lens is more saved for the composition.
Right. Are you a drive test kind of guy? What I mean by that is put the you know, master into the CD player, hit the road, and maybe take a listen that way. Does that ever make the cutting room floor when you do that?
Yeah, I mean, we do that a lot, you know what I mean? Listen to it on multiple stereos, try to get, because when you're listening, you want to hear it. I mean, every stereo sounds different now, which is so weird, you know what I mean? And most people listen to their music on their little shitty phone speakers.
Right.
Kind of has to work amongst a lot of different, you know, a lot of different, electronic sort of vehicles, you know what I mean? So to me, when it's done, we take it, we listen, and just kind of check everything out.
I love it. It's fun to see. Think about you and Chris just going around, got a little cassette going, listen to it on the phone, put a record on, take a drive in that old truck, whatever it may be.
Exactly. I mean, we wrote "Shake Your Moneymaker" on a cassette. You know what I mean? You know, we had a boom box in my parents' house, and we would record the songs on a cassette. We would ship it to George, who lived in L.A., and then he would send it back. You know, needs more work. You know, whatever.
Cut here, splice here, and then send it back. Which also to that, just that's still got to be trippy when you look back at how it was made, how it is made, and yet maybe some things are the same as well as many things being different in the whole record making process.
I mean, for us, it's the same in a lot of sense. Because we use Pro Tools more, you know, like the digital platforms that people record on, more as just a tape machine. You know, because it's us playing. We don't, you know, we don't put anything on the grid. We don't, you know, we don't do any of that because we don't have to. But also, music is human, and it needs to. And in my opinion, it's exciting. You know, you're coming to a chorus, you speed up a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? All of our favorite records did that. That's why we loved music in the day. You know what I mean? And then you kind of reset, you bring it back down for the verses or whatever. You know, people never sang in perfect pitch. everyone, pitches within a range. You know what I mean? Some blues musicians would sing a little flatter, some other ones would sing a little sharp, but it was all within that range. And when I hear like auto tune and it's so tweaked and it's just like, God, that just sounds horrible. You know what I mean? Like, and so, but some people still do it, but I'm like, man, it's the human element. It's the humans creating this expression, which is coming from music. It's not, it shouldn't be about like AI or putting it into, because I don't believe in imperfection. If you listen to like, Since I've Been Loving You, Led Zeppelin, you hear John Bonham's squeaky kick drum, and that brings you into the room with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a thing that you're like, wow, I'm sitting right there. You can picture that. Nowadays, they would some AI would cut it out and be like, oh, that's a mistake. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
And so it's just it's the human element that I love, and that's how we still make records.
I love it, man, and that's just again what makes you guys, I think, stand out and have stood out. Like I mentioned at the beginning, just unwaveringly the Black Crowes. Take us as we are, good, bad, whatever, squeaky kick drum and all. There you go.
Exactly, absolutely.
This new record, it's gotten a lot of high praise from critics, and I wonder at this point, or if ever, was that something you and Chris and the rest of the band ever chased or were concerned about? I know you've mentioned that you make the music you want to make, and that's what it is. But I mean, is that something you even worry about? You've worried about?
We don't worry about it. I mean, it's cool. I mean, you want people to like your stuff. I mean, you want people. That's why you make it. You send it into the world, and you hope it resonates with people. I mean, there's a thing about that. And of course, but we've never sat down and tried to make a record that would appeal to anyone. I've never tried to sit down and write a hit. I don't know what a fucking hit is. You know what I mean? I've written hits, but I don't know why they were hits. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, and so it just comes back to like, we do what we do. We have a feeling about it. We're authentic about it. And this is what this is. You know what I mean? It's just kind of simple in that sense.
Yeah, simple. That was exactly, as soon as you were kind of wrapping that up. Simple, I think, is the best way to put it. But I think simple is a beautiful thing when it's done and kept simple at its core. You can say, it was simple. We just kind of, but if you overcomplicate it, then you lose that. And
well, it's like, I mean, it's so funny because everyone talks about technology and like it's supposed to be, this amazing thing, and I'm like, yeah, you go to a grocery store in the day, they would just, write down what you bought. You'd go home. It was kind of direct. Yep. You know what I mean? Now It's like, you have to do this. There's 5 steps you have to take, this, and this, and it all goes into some sort of corporate computer. And and it's just like, there's a directness to it. Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe I wouldn't say simple. Maybe it's just a direct way we make records. Yeah. But there's a directness to it versus just an indirectness that you have to spend more time programming a computer than you do just doing the fucking thing. You know what I mean? It's just like, what did you do? Well, we played the drums and then I played some guitar on top of it. That's pretty direct. You know what I mean? Like I
played the damn song. I played the damn song.
I played the song. I've literally produced bands and they're like, we've never recorded a song in the studio. Wow. And I'm like, well, what did you do? And they're like, well, the guy told me to play the verse like 20 times and then he chose the best verse and then he just put it on a grid and then he did this. And I'm just like, do you play live? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, it's the same thing.
Is that right there?
Oh,
I love it. Well, again, A Pound of Feathers, it's out now, a 10th album from the Black Crowes. I ask everybody this when they have a new record out, and is there a track that maybe stands out to you, resonates with you more? I don't want to say favorite track because that's kind of a hard way to put it, but maybe one that stands out to you compared to other ones on the record.
I mean, no, the reason we still make albums and not EPs or whatever is A, because we don't have to, but B, because I still think an album says a lot. It's a piece.
Right.
It's not just a song. And I love a song, and a song is a gift, and there's beauty to a brilliant song. There's nothing better. But when you look at an album and how there's 10 or 12 songs, and you get to listen and you take a journey while you're listening to this record, that's what it is. So there's we cover a lot of ground on this record. I mean, there's big rockers, there's, High and Lonesome, there's, Pharmacy Chronicles, and there's, Eros Blues and Doomsday Doggerel. And there's just it covers a whole vast, field of different types of influences and different types of music.
I love it. Well, the whole thing then. So everyone's wondering, the whole thing is fantastic. That's the whole thing.
From start to finish.
Start to finish. Don't even think about hitting the next button.
Exactly.
Well, again, we are just over the moon excited with it. We're going to do rapid fire and just to wrap this up. But I have my final question. It's my James Lipton masterpiece theater question to get all deep and brooding.
Okay.
What would young Rich, who just got done at age, I believe, 15 years old, penning She Talks to Angels, putting that together, what would he think if he put this 2026 Black Crowes record on?
That's a good question. I have no idea. The world was so different back then, and being a pain in the ass 15-year-old who thinks everything, you know what I mean? Maybe I would have hated it. I don't know. God knows.
You sold out, old man. This is
something. I have no idea.
Oh, if only we could ask our younger selves. Actually, maybe not. Maybe it wouldn't be for the best. Well,
exactly.
Long story short, we're all excited. It's out now. A Pound of Feathers, the Black Crowes. I got a couple quick rapid fire questions, and I'll get you on your way because I'm just about out of time here. Let's start because, again, I love your guitarmanship, your musicianship. So I got a couple guitar-related ones. Riff first or lyrics first?
Riff.
Eric Clapton or Dwayne Allman?
Dwayne.
Standard tuning or open tuning?
Open tuning. G
chord or D chord?
G for me.
Very nice. All right, good. That's my guitar questions. Again, I barely play, so I don't want to embarrass myself. That's good enough there. All right, Take Me Home Tonight or Take On Me?
Wow. Take On Me.
Very nice. Have you ever heard their acoustic version, by the way, of that? Oh, it's haunting.
Really?
Vanilla Ice or Ice Cube?
I'd go with Ice Cube.
Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster?
Bigfoot.
Whistle solo in Winds of Change or in Patience?
Patience.
Very nice. All right, that's it. That's all I got for you, buddy. Thanks for humoring me. And more importantly, Rich, thank you for talking new Black Crowes music. A Pound of Feathers, it's out now, and can't wait for more, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Listen, rate, share, subscribe. Discover new music now at WJJO.com, in the JJO app, or wherever you get your podcasts. Brock has a new interview every Thursday evening between 6 and 7. 94.1 JJO.